Hello everyone, my name is Movine Awuor and I'm a demo expert here at BoldDesk by Syncfusion. In my role, I specialize in showcasing how BoldDesk can transform customer support experiences through powerful features and seamless workflows. So in today's webinar, we'll explore how businesses like yours can move beyond quick replies and truly deliver complete, effortless resolution for customers. So let's first have a glimpse of what we are going to cover in today's session. We'll start by understanding why fast response isn't enough, then define what end-to-end resolution means. After that, I'll share a framework you can apply immediately, followed by best practices with real-world examples in a live demo. Finally, we'll wrap up with a Q&A session. To make this session interactive, please use the chat to share your thoughts throughout. Let's start by utilizing the chat as we respond to this quick poll. What's your biggest support challenge? Is it slow fast response, long resolution time, or do you experience frequent escalations? I'll give you some time to think about it and respond. Thank you. That's great for the responses that you provided. But no worries, that's why we are here to solve your issues. So let's now understand why fast response isn't enough. Most businesses celebrate fast response times, which is a common metric in customer service dashboards. But here is the truth. Customers don't just want a quick reply, they want their issues resolved completely within minimal time. So let's get to understand some of the impact of this poor resolution. Resolution is not a single event, it's a journey that spans multiple touchpoints. Our goal is to make that journey seamless. When resolution journeys are broken, customers experience frustrations, repeat contacts, and uncertainty. Think about the cost of poor resolution. Every repeat contact adds cost, every frustrated customer increases churn risk, and every negative experience damages your brand. So focusing only on fast response is like celebrating the start of a race without caring who finishes. Have you ever lost a customer due to slow resolution? Please drop your answers in the chat. I'll be waiting. All right, I see we have the yes and no answers. Whether your answer was yes or no, the strategies we are about to explore can significantly improve resolution times and customer satisfaction. So let's get to understand what end-to-end resolution means. End-to-end resolution means guiding the customer from the moment they raise an issue to the point where it's fully resolved without unnecessary friction. If the issue is not resolved in time, it will be escalated, and the common causes are poor routing, lack of expertise, and delayed responses. So here is how BoldDesk helps. Skill-based routing ensures tickets go to the right agents. Automation helps in handling repetitive tasks. Internal collaboration tools like private notes keep communication seamless. On that note, I'll share a quick story from one of our BoldDesk customers, a mid-sized SaaS company that was struggling with frequent escalations. Their support agents were overwhelmed, and customers often had to wait to senior staff to chip in. After switching to BoldDesk, they implemented skill-based routing, so tickets were automatically assigned to the right expertise. They also set up automation rules to help in handling repetitive tasks like tagging and prioritizing tickets. Within just a few weeks, they noticed 40% drop in escalation. Agents felt more confident, customers got faster resolution, and the support managers finally had time to focus on the strategic improvements instead of firefighting. This result shows that when you design a resolution journey, not just response, you win. On that note, let me also get to see your responses based on this query. Do you use scale-based routing today? Please share your feedback. No rush, just let me know when you get a chance. Your response will help me make sure the demo aligns with your process. Interesting results. For those who said no or planning to implement, you'll find upcoming demo especially helpful. And if you're already using it, you will see how BoldDesk takes it to the next level. Now that we've discussed why routing and automation matter, let's see how BoldDesk makes this easier. So I'll configure an automation rule that triggers upon ticket creation. First, I'll log into the BoldDesk agent portal as an administrator. Next, I'll click on the automation and select the create ticket triggers. Here, I click on the add rule, which redirects us to the configuration page. So I'll set the rule name as set assignee to billing team and enter the description. Next, I'll select the business hours, which I'll further explain how to configure these business hours. Next, I'll set the conditions like category to be billing. You can set multiple conditions for accuracy in this case using the AND conditions. Then I'll proceed by clicking the next button to set actions. Based on the conditions, tickets that meet the criterion should be assigned to the billing team and tagged as billing issue. Then we can set also the priority to be high, since this shows the level of urgency. Finally, I'll click on Add to complete the configuration. With just few clicks, we've ensured tickets go to the right agents and repetitive tasks are automated. Now that takes us to the next topic, that is the framework for designing journeys. Here is a practical framework you can apply to enhance customer experience and streamline operations. First, start by mapping the entire customer journey. This simply means carefully identifying pain points at every stage, from the very first point of contact all the way through to closure. Next, focus on integrating channels to ensure seamless continuity across all touchpoints, whether it's chat, email, phone, or self-service portals. Then, empower your agents by providing them with the right tools and granting them the authority they need to resolve issues quickly without unnecessary escalations. In addition, automate wherever possible by leveraging AI for routine tasks such as status updates, proactive notifications, and intelligent knowledge suggestion. Finally, you can establish a strong feedback loop by collecting insights after resolution, so you can continuously refine and improve your process. Let's have a look at this example. Imagine a customer reports a billing issue. Instead of simply acknowledging the complaint, the journey should include several key steps to ensure a positive experience. So, to ensure this flow, we'll begin by immediate acknowledgement by confirming that the issue has been logged, as this reduces anxiety and builds trust. Next, provide a clear timeline for investigation by communicating how long the process will take and outlining the steps involved. Then, offer proactive updates rather than waiting for the customer to ask for progress, which helps in maintaining transparency. Once the issue is resolved, confirm the satisfaction survey to gather feedback and identify areas of improvement, which can provide valuable insights for continuous enhancement. So this is what a well-designed journey looks like visually. Notice every stage is clear, proactive, and consistent. The customer never feels lost. To enforce these timelines, we need to configure the SLA foundations, starting with the holiday list and business hours. These two settings ensure that SLA timers reflect real-world working conditions rather than counting time during holidays and outside business hours. So, first, let's set up an holiday list. This is where you define official non-working days, such as public holidays or company-wide breaks. Setting these dates is important because SLA timers pause during holidays, preventing unnecessary breaches. For example, if your office is closed on December 25th, any ticket raised on the day will resume its SLA countdown on the next working day. To configure this, I'll go to the work schedules and admin, then select holiday list, which opens the list of existing holidays. Next, I click Add Holiday List button. Then on this configuration page, we'll enter the holiday name. So I'll name it US Holidays. Next, I'll enter the holiday name, specific holiday names, and enter the start and end dates. Finally, I click Add to include it to the list and Create to complete the entire process. Now, let's move to business hours. Business hours define the time window when your team is actively working and SLAs apply. Outside these hours, SLA timers pause automatically. For example, if your team works Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., you'll configure those hours here. You can also create different schedules for multiple shifts or regional teams if needed. To set this up, I'll navigate to the admin, then under automation, select business hours. Then I click on add business hours. So in this configuration page, you can give it a clear name. So for our case, I'll name it US day shift and add the description. Next, you will have to choose the working days, typically Monday to Friday, and set the start and end dates. For example, I'll set the time to be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you have multiple shifts or regions, you can create separate profiles for each. Finally, I'll link it to the holidays we created earlier. This ensures the SLA timers pause during holidays as well as outside business hours. So since we are done, I'll click on save and our business hour profile is now ready. So when you configure SLAs, you will select this profile so SLA timers respect these working days or hours. Together, holiday list and business hours form the backbone of accurate SLA tracking. Without them, SLAs might breach unfairly during weekends or holidays. So before we see how to configure the SLA and connect them to this holiday list and business hours, let's look at some of the pitfalls and best practices. So the best practices we should consider is defining the clear ownership for each stage. That is by assigning the responsibilities so customers know who is handling their issue. Next, you need to communicate the timelines upfront. So by setting the expectations early to avoid uncertainty. Finally, you can use the analytics to predict bottlenecks. This just helps you in monitoring the trends to identify delays and prevent repeat issues. So other than the best practices, we have the pitfalls, which includes over-reliance on automation without human oversight. Yes, automation is great for speed, but complex issues we might need human judgment. The next one is lack of transparency during resolution. Most of the customers hate being left in the dark. So silence erodes trust. And if you build transparency, this will be a forgotten story. So next one and the final about the pitfalls, we have no clear ownership of the process. So when responsibility is unclear, issues bounce between teams, causing the delays. And that's it about the pitfalls and the best practices. These are simple fixes that make a huge difference in your organization. Now, let's create an SLA that enforces these principles and ensures predictable timelines for resolution. SLAs are critical because they define the time commitments for responses and resolutions, helping us move beyond fast response and guarantee the entire journey is timely and proactive. So we are going to start by going to the admin center, then under automation we'll select SLA module. This is where we create and manage the SLA rules. Next, I'll click on add SLA, which opens the configuration page. For this example, we'll create an SLA for billing issues raised by premium customers. So we'll name it Premium Billing SLA and add a description like ensure that fast resolution for premium billing queries. Next, I'll define the operational hours. So this determines whether the SLA timers run on calendar hours or business hours. For example, if your support team works Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., you choose the business hours so SLAs don't count during non-working periods. So in this case, I'll select the business hour we configured earlier, that is the US day shift. Next, we'll set the condition that it will determine which ticket these SLAs apply to. So we'll set the conditions as support tier to be premium and category to be billing. Note that you can combine conditions using the AND or condition logic for flexibility. This ensures the right SLA applies automatically based on the ticket attributes. Next, I'll proceed to configuring the SLA metric targets. So under the SLA metric targets, we have the 3 key metrics, which include the first response, which is simply the time for the first agent reply. Then we have the next response, which is the time for the subsequent updates, and the resolution, which is the time to fully resolve the issue. Along with the metrics, we have the priorities, which we support up to 4 priority levels. This just helps you in identifying or separating the issues based on the urgency level, where we have the critical, high, normal, and low. So for our premium billing SLA, let's set these targets. So for our critical issues, we'll set the first response to 15 minutes, next response to 30 minutes, and the resolution to 4 hours. Then for high priority, we'll set first response to 1 hour, next response to 2 hours, and resolution to 6 hours. Then for normal, we'll have first response to 3 hours, next response to 6 hours, and resolution to 1 day. Finally, for low, we'll have the first response to 8 hours, next response to 1 day, and resolution to 3 days. Remember, resolution time must always be greater than response time. These targets reflect customer expectation for high priority issues. Next, we'll move to adding the reminders. Reminders help agents stay ahead of deadlines. For example, set a reminder 5 minutes before first response SLA expires, 15 minutes before next response, and 1 hour before resolution SLA expires. Then, assign these alerts to the relevant team or agent. This proactive approach reduces missed targets. Next, we'll proceed to escalations. Escalations kick in when SLAs are breached. For example, level 1, we can set to notify the team lead immediately when resolution SLA is overdue. Then for level 2, we'll set to notify the manager if it's 1 hour past due. And then finally, for the level 3, we can notify the director if it is 2 hours past due. This layered escalation ensures accountability and quick intervention. Finally, click Add SLA to complete the process. The new SLA appears in the list. And remember, if you have multiple SLAs, the fast matching rule applies. If none match, then the default SLA kicks in. This SLA ensures accountability and proactive communication, turning your resolution journey into a measurable and predictable process. Now that we've configured our SLA, let's see it in action. So I'll create a new ticket and show you how the SLA automatically applies based on the conditions we set. Tickets can be created from different channels, which includes email, web forms, or via the portals. So for my case, I'll create a ticket from the customer portal. First, I'll log into the portal and click on the Create Ticket button, which opens the ticket creation form. So for this demo, let's create a billing issue for a premium customer. which matches the SLA conditions we set earlier. So I'll set the subject to incorrect billing amount, then category to billing, and support tier to premium. Finally, I click on create to submit the ticket. Once we save this ticket, BoldDesk will check the conditions and apply the matching SLA. So since we are done, I'll move to navigate to the ticket view in the agent portal. So on the right panel, we can track how the SLA has been applied, where you can see we have the response due and the resolution due. These timers are running based on business hours as we configured earlier. You can also track how automation is applied in the ticket history section. Behind the scenes, reminders will notify the assigned agent 5 minutes before the first response SLA expires, and escalation rules will kick in if deadlines are missed. For example, if this ticket isn't resolved in 4 hours, Level 1 escalation will notify the team lead. So within just a few clicks, we've created the ticket and applied an SLA that enforces our resolution journey. This ensures clarity, accountability, and proactive communication, all key principles of end-to-end resolution. Next, let's understand the metrics beyond first response. Instead of just measuring first response time, you need to consider the following metrics. We have the resolution time, which determines how long until the issue is fully resolved. Then we have the customer effort score, which helps you in understanding how easy the process was for the customer. And finally, we have the post-resolution satisfaction, which helps you in identifying whether the customers felt cared for. These metrics tell you if your journey is working, not just your speed. Now, let's see where these metrics appear in BoldDesk. Monitoring SLAs is essential for accountability and for improving your resolution journey. To start, we'll navigate to the reports section and open the SLA dashboard. These dashboards give us a clear view of SLA performance at a glance. Here, you can see SLA achieved versus breached, which tells us how often we are meeting our commitments. You'll also notice resolution time metrics and compliance trends, which helps us in understanding whether the issues are being resolved within the expected timelines. To make the analysis even more powerful, BoldDesk allows you to apply filters. For example, you can filter by priority to check if critical tickets are consistently meeting SLAs, by category to identify which types of issues need attention, by brand to see performance across different product lines, and by type for specific ticket classifications, and finally by SLA to focus on compliance for particular service agreements. Tracking these metrics isn't just about reporting, it's about improving resolution efficiency and delivering a better customer experience. Use these insights to refine your resolution journey and adjust targets as well as train teams where applicable. Thank you for listening. I hope you got to understand why first response isn't enough and how we can configure an end-to-end solution, which can also be tracked to help us in understanding the trends and metrics and identifying the bottlenecks that can help us in training the teams.